1, 2, my check, Esoteric Live. I'm playing edition. They call it impromptu show of VOSD, you know. If I have some free time here, let's see. Check some audio here. See whether we okay. On sound, okay. Impromptu show. See. Check some audio here. See whether we okay. Okay, my audio is fantastic. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to brand new late impromptu unplanned show. Voice of SINOE. They call it pop up. It's a pop up show. VOSD or Esoteric want to be doing exclusive tonight. Grand Gedeh Association in America's revised constitution is our agenda. One and only thing tonight we want to be talking about. But in the meantime, as you join me, please share the show for me. Follow us on YouTube. It's tonight strictly about Grand Gedeh Association in the Americas. Exclusive. We are leaving SINOE County and we are going to Grand Gedeh. Remember, Grand Gedeh was once part of SINOE County, right? When Liberia had original 3 counties, you know. So we were going to be staying in Grand Gedeh tonight. Don't go away. Share the show for us with this issue. Let me see.
What's up? Nathaniel Slam. Hey, Mama, where you are, you will. Oh, Mama, where you go, that you go, that you that Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where you back, I go. Get a boy, do a kind way. You do a kind way, Mama, where when I do a kind way, Mama, where hey, Maka, you see, Mama, where and see, I will more kind you see, Mama, where Blah, don't get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I don't get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where don't get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I don't get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where
it's marvelous church.
Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where yeah, double black continue in your house, a planet, two bad black power. Put that Manuel, we are that Manuel. We're black US on there. Mama, where you will. Mama, where don't get it, Mama, where you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I get it, you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I don't get it, Mama, where you will. Mama, where don't get it, Mama, where you will. Don't get it, Mama, where I don't get it, Mama, where you will. Mama, where Grand Gedeh Association in America. Raw elections, free contest. Fargo, North Dakota, 2024. Here we come, Therefore, I get it, we're blue, I get my we're blue, I get over. I get it, we're blue, I get my Mama, where you are, you will. Mama, where don't get it, Mama, where you are, you will. Don't get it, Mama, where you will. Mama, where I don't get it, Mama, where you will. Mama, where Edith Poah, Mama, where you will. Mother Edith Poah, she is the national president of the Grand Gedeh Association in the U.S. Mama, where I said, you know what? National vice president of the Grand Gedeh Association in the U.S. What's up, Mama, where do that one?
Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, this is the voice of SINOE coming to you This evening, special edition of the show, we're going to be talking about the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association in the Americas. So, as you join us, please share the show. Yeah, Dakota Poah. It looks like Dakota Poah is drifting from SINOE County. You know, I have dealt with SINOE County for a long time, so it looks like I'm going to Grand Gedeh County. I'm not too sure yet, but it looks like I'm going to
DJ Chris Queer, General Secretary of the Grand Gedeh Association in the America.
Yeah, I was trying to free SINOE County, so I'm going to Grand Gedeh to free them. This is for the homecoming of the son of Grand Gedeh County, Alex Poah Esoteric. If you are in Grand Gedeh County and you are not doing the wrong thing, don't be afraid that it's not going to come after you. But once you are doing the wrong thing, rest assured, I will come after you.
President of the
You know, I was in SINOE County, right? And I was trying to make the people to do the right things. I went after the leaders, those that were corrupt, and the people of SINOE County, especially those of the Sapo ethnic group. They started crying. Dakota Poah, go back to Grand Gedeh County. You are not from SINOE. So because of that, I'm leaving SINOE County. I'm going to my paternal county to set the people free. Now SINOE County. Yeah, the people been crying my name for years in SINOE County. They say, you know what, Crown people, you come for your son. You're telling the man to leave us small. And so because of that, I'm leaving SINOE County, and now I'm on top of Mount And guess what? I'm taking Patrick Bolu with me as well. Patrick is leaving SINOE County. I'm taking all the intellectuals, the moral fighters of SINOE County. All the moral fighters of SINOE County, I'm taking them to Grand Gedeh to free Grand Gedeh.
Le Noble Production, Eric de Musique Factories.
Yes, we are here to come here to talk about Grand Gedeh County Association in America's Constitution, the draft Constitution, and that was about to be presented, I should say, by the Constitution Review Committee headed by Mr. Alex Yallah. I'm not understanding what he's saying, but I like this song. No, I understand that part. You don't ever Dakota Poah Esoteric. Again, I was trying to do my best. You know, SINOE County has a lot of corrupt politicians. And no, so at least I try to free. Let me see. Let me make sure my audio is good here. If my audio is good, give me a thumb up, please. Let me check something here from this side as well. I don't like how it sounds right now. Let me make sure. Okay, it's good. It's good. Yeah, so like I said, I was trying to free SINOE County. I did the first. I took the first step. I took the Goliath from the people of SINOE County, and that Goliath is Milton Tiaje. Milton Tiaje right now is packed in SINOE County. I also went within the Sapo community, the guy that divided the people, Grand Gedeh. I got the man quarantined himself. And also because of that, the people of SINOE County, they have been crying. Say, Dakota Poah, that the people of Grand Gedeh come for your son. We tired with the guy, and the guy getting a hard time. And so now the people are crying. And because I have tried to free my maternal county and the people don't want to be free, I'm going to Grand Gedeh County.
Je faisais semblant de ne pas te voir, car c'est le signe de mon amour. La première fois que je t'ai croisé, ton regard m'a fasciné. C'est belle.
Yeah, our community is a strange community. If you do the right thing, you that doing the right thing, they see you like the book Gibson.
L'amour n'a pas de classe. L'amour n'a pas de.
That's the new culture in the Liberian community. The new culture is don't speak to those guys, don't speak to those people that are affecting the community. If you do so, you are the bad guy. That's what they do.
Le noble production, Eric Gedeh Music Factories.
You know, Grand Gedeh, the people got thick skin, you know, right? So the guys, they're strong people. So we got people like Gibson Jerue and political gurus and like Alex Yallah. And so when I criticize these people, they're not going to cry like the people in SINOE County, they cry while I criticize them. I say, stop eating the people's money and take care of the old people, take care of the elders, take care of the youth, take care of the people that you need to take care of. Oh, the guy here for the problem. Start eating the people $90,000. Oh, he's the problem in the community. So I live in SINOE County so you can be free people. Have you seen me, for example, the type of people, their inauguration coming on, right? Have you seen me talk about it? No, because the people don't value that which is valuable. You know, they don't like people that do the right thing for them. They don't take us seriously because we go after their heroes. They are heroines, those different people that they revere, that are doing the wrong thing. We go after them. Oh, that man a bad man. Let a man leave our community. So I live in SINOE County. I'm in Grand Gedeh right now. And so we're going to talk about Grand Gedeh County. We're going to talk about Edith Poah, the lady that is trying to revise the organization that has been moribund for a while, you know. And so I'm happy to be home to talk about Grand Gedeh County. To lead the crowd, baby, in SINOE County. Oh, yeah, that's how you put it. Why you talking about hero Greek? Hey, why you talking about my Francis Club? No, you're go now, you enjoy your people. I'm out. I'm now in Grand Gedeh County. And we want to make sure that Grand Gedeh County becomes that great county, the county that produced the first indigenous president, I should say, the first indigenous president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Samuel Kayando. So we're going to make county great.
Le noble production, Eric Gedeh Music Factories. Je faisais semblant de ne pas te voir, car c'est le signe de mon amour. La première fois que je t'ai croisé, ton regard m'a fasciné. C'est belle, l'amour n'a pas de classe, l'amour n'a pas de frontières. La Bible nous enseigne là où il y a l'amour, il y a toujours la paix. C'est belle, amoye makeyene. La chaleur de ton corps, c'est l'antibiotique de mon âme.
Fargo, North Dakota, get ready. Dark side pour the ESOTERIC is coming over.
Le palu dans mon corps fut pour ta présence. Comment ne pas te donner l'importance du monde, bébé?
Edith Poah is coming. Alex Yallah is coming.
La Bible nous décrit l'homme qui quittera son père, sa mère, s'attachera à sa femme, et les deux formeront une seule chair. La seule chair, là, c'est toi, bébé.
La Seychelles, c'est toi.
The guest speaker is coming. Madame Quaid is coming.
La vraie côte là, c'est toi, bébé. La côte là, c'est toi. Bon, nous sommes où on a demandé de Gedeh Mandri à Black by Womla. Moi, c'est des gays de Gedeh. Quand on blouse, on y va, mais aïe. Amoye magayene, amoye magayene, amoye magayene. Oh, c'est vrai, oh, amoye magayene, amoye magayene.
The boat chairman is coming. Mr. Kala is
I
coming.
know I'm waiting, I know I'm waiting, I know I'm waiting.
And so is the co-chairman of the
Whoa,
board.
whoa, whoa, get you, whoa, get you, whoa, get you, whoa. Yeah, 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 get you, whoa, 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 get you, whoa, get you, whoa, get you, whoa. La vie, non.
Yes, it is the 2024 National Convention of Grand Gedeh Association in the Americas. And the great son of SINOE County, the son of Grand Gedeh that was raised by SINOE County is coming home. His name is Ggaa the Esoteric. I'm leaving the people of SINOE County because they are crybabies. When you talk about their ineptitude, the bad, the corrupt leaders they have, they demonize you, the bad man. So because of that, I'm leaving them so they can celebrate their
La vie
corruption.
vient au monde, mets-toi ton amour. Mais donne la force du cœur. Oh, toi, baby.
Yeah, the people can eat it. Disciple people $90,000, and nobody should talk about it. It's not going to happen anymore. That's how you put it out.
Before I don't find you, no, baby. Before I don't find you, baby, no. Rather know how to find you, you are my lovey. Before
Yeah, my new baby now in Grand Gedeh County. Now I'm anymore.
baby, voici quelque chose que la médecine ne peut pas nous offrir.
Ali Ade, I play my part. I got two people out, Grand Gedeh and Milton Tiaji. They are out inside the county. And so now the rest of the Korean leaders that are coming, Alex on the board, Noah and others, they can celebrate those people now.
Opérer mon cœur et voir le taux d'amour que j'ai pour toi. Hey.
Yeah, SINOE County is finally free from dark side. Put the ass on
Yeah,
that. The people in Grand Gedeh County, they are scared, they're afraid. That's how you put it is coming for them. And no, SINOE County, don't celebrate. I'm not going anywhere. That was April Fool. We stay in April, right? I'm not going anywhere. I see my man, the great pastor, Pastor Manning, was celebrating and said, yeah, they got leaving the people of SINOE County. Unfortunately, I'm not going anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I'm playing impromptu show of Voices SINOE in the Diaspora with Doc the Esoteric. We are doing the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association tonight. Our Thursday major show, we have a lot of things to talk about, so we wouldn't have the time to go into the document on the major show. So we'll just try to make a exclusive show tonight for the GGAA Constitution. You know, Madam Edith Poah is the president of the Grand Gedeh Association, and she set up a team to review the document of the Grand Gedeh Association in Americas. And the team, they have completed the draft. They're going to be presenting it to what they call the National Assembly. All right. And so being the media outlet that believes in critical analysis, we want to look at the Constitution of the Grand Gedeh Association before it reaches the piercing eyes of the National Assembly. All right, and so that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. If you are from Grand Gedeh County, if you're a member of the Grand Gedeh Association, you want to participate, by all means, you are free to be on the show with me. If you don't want to come live, the link is right there. You can call, or the number, I should say, you call the number and participate. But we're going to be going through the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association. That's what nothing else on the show. Tomorrow, Thursday, is our major show on Voice of SINOE, where we talk about issues across Liberia, SINOE County, and the rest. Okay. But tonight, again, it's just the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association. So if you want, again, you are free to join me. You are also free to join us on YouTube. We are live there as well to follow the show from there. Please do not hesitate to share our show for us. We really, really do appreciate that. That's the only favor we want from you. If you go on YouTube as well, just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and we will, every time we post a new video, you will be in the know. With that out of the way, let's get to our task for the night, which is the Constitution of Grand Gedeh. So I will isolate myself in this corner somewhere so that we can go to the document. Let's see, I'm hitting the wrong one. There you go. All right, let's look at Constitution, Grand Gedeh. All right, so again, welcome to all of you. Welcome to all of you. We are looking at the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association. The guys, you know, I like people when, in our community, we have the tendency to talk a lot and not do. So I must first of all appreciate the guys for taking that time to go through the document, you know, to produce something for us. And the National Assembly will look at in North Dakota, beginning the 3rd to the 4th, or 5th actually, will be the convention in North Dakota. All right, so we want to look at the, my goal here is not to read the document, but I will be reading the portion that the guys highlighted, the red section of the document. And that's what I'm going to be looking at tonight. The red portion, there are areas that they put in red, you know, and that's what I'm going to be looking at tonight. All right, let's go. So here we first start from the preamble of the Constitution. Let me again double check my volume here of my sound. All right, my sound was good. My sound was perfect. All right, so I'd like to recognize my wife. She followed the show. Bolo Freeman, thanks for joining me. I'm seeing Annie Manye. How you doing, mother? Welcome aboard. My man Mane, Pastor Mane Morris, thanks for joining the show. Eric Tambo, how you doing, buddy? If you want to join the show, talk Grand Gedeh, you are free. Patrick, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Canon Ziale, how you doing? Welcome aboard. The rest of you that are following from YouTube, I'm not seeing all of you. If you're following, welcome aboard. Let's see, I missed something out there. All right. I love you too, honey. Thank you. All right, so guys, let me get to business here. Let's see what it got calling for. Hey, Mr. Panther, I'm on the show. Can I call you back? What's up? What's up? Let me see. Hold on. Let me put this thing on mute. Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry, I got a call over there. Just needed to answer that call quick. All right, let's look at the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association in America is my plan for the night. So let's do that quickly. All right, so the first portion we want to look at is the preamble. The preamble is the opening, right? So it says here, we citizens of Grand Gedeh, the citizens of the Republic of Liberia, originating from Grand Gedeh County of said republic and residing in the Americas, which includes Canada and Southern America. Okay. So the first area here, the preamble, it says where their concentration is, the residing in Americas, which include Canada and the Southern America, where the organization is situated, right? They go on here. It's been deeply concerned about our social, economic, cultural, and developmental welfare, and in order to form a bond of social, economic, cultural, religious, and family for the assurance of peaceful coexistence, unity, understanding, and cooperation among ourselves. Okay, so the outline, I think the red line, again, those are things that the guy just added: social, economic. I'm assuming they were not part of the document before, and so they added these things. Okay, but it's a social organization, so social, economic, cultural, and developmental welfare of the people, and they want to strengthen their bond as a people. And then they talk about religious and family. All right. It's not a religious organization, but I don't know. Okay, let's see how people kind of miss a thing sometimes. Let's look at the portion here. Now, therefore, this organization shall seek the interests of Grand Gedeans in the Americas, while finding ways to assist Grand Gedeans in the Republic of Liberia and to advocate for their welfare and security and their fundamental rights. All right. So here, if you see here, the Grand Gedeans in the Americas, that's the focus. And then they're going to find ways. They're going to find ways to assist Grand Gedeans in the Republic of Liberia and to advocate for their welfare and security and all those things and their rights. But then I don't know why they don't include other countries, because they got Grand Gedeans all over the world. So why is it just the Americas and Liberia? What's about Grand Gedeans in Ghana, say, for example? Grand Gedeans, other part of the world, if they have issues, the Grand Gedeh Association is not going to intervene. All right, let's see maybe something in here for the other people that are not included in the preamble. So Article 1, let's see the only redaction, a change that they made here to the people united for excellence. That's the motto of the organization. People united for excellence. And so that's why sometimes when we put this thing on paper, I feel frustrated when we are not united, when we are fighting among ourselves. When we are united, we can have philosophical, ideological disagreement, but to practically divide ourselves and go in different direction is like, okay, well, we put something on paper and we don't follow it, and we say something different. If we follow, let me see further in the document here. They talk about development, advocate for, let's see, and they're going to host annual and public periodic events such as annual conference or convention. Okay, let me go more. They changed few words around here. If you look at the membership, on a membership, they say a registered membership. An individual member shall pay an annual membership of $20 to the national administration through the individual's chapter, and $35 for individuals in a non-chapter. Okay, so if you're not in a chapter, if you're in a state with no chapter, you pay $35 for membership. And if you live in a state that has a chapter, there is 25 or $20. Okay. All registered members shall have the right to vote and be voted for on the national and chapter levels. Okay. So if you're registered, you have the right to vote And at the local and the national level, you can vote. Okay, that's the privilege or right that you have there. They say C, associate members, individual whose wife, husband, mother, or father is a Grand Gedeon, but is not of Crown origin from Grand Gedeh County. Okay, and I have a little issue with this. Over here, they're talking about associate member, and they say individual whose wife, husband, mother, or father is a Grand Gedeon, but is not of Crown origin. Okay, so why Crown is a requirement? It's Grand Gedeh Association. It's not Crown Association. So why having a Crown heritage is a requirement? And so I think so. You cannot mix things up here. If one of those local organizations in Grand Gedeh, like the Kunebo, like the Chin, like the Bubble, when they talk about Crown, then we say, okay, it's Crown organization. It makes sense. But if this organization's Grand Gedeh Association in Americas, Grand Gedeh, all right, Grand Gedeh does not only comprise of Crown people. It comprises of different ethnic groups in Grand Gedeh. So the organization is for the county. It's not for the Crown people. So you don't need a Crown origin, okay? So that's something here that they have to work on, all right? You can't put Crown here. It's not a Crown organization. Yes, predominantly Crown people are part of it, but it's not Crown association. Unless you want to change the name. If you change the name, that would make sense and say, okay, it should be of Crown, the member should be of Crown origin. All right, but it's not the case here. So you say associate member, individual whose wife, husband, and mother or father is a Grand Gedeon, but it's not of Crown origin. Okay, no, we don't need Crown origin here. It's like you have SINOE County Association, and somebody say associate member, you need somebody who is of Sapo origin or Crew origin. I mean, it's a county organization, so you don't need to put tribe into it, one tribal group into it. D, associate members shall have the right to vote, but shall not have the right to cast or to contest for positions of president and vice president. Associate members shall have the right to vote, but shall not have the right to contest for the positions of president and vice president on the national board, may contest for president or vice president on the chapter level. Okay, now, over here, the associate member pays all the fees and all the taxation, but the person is limited. You can't vote as national president and national vice president. Then the question is why? Okay, why am I paying everything else as the, if you like, bona fide member or somebody who has Crown origin? Why the person and myself are paying the same thing, but that person has more rights than me? Why is that so? Something is not right here. And besides, we cannot replicate some of these discrimination from the United States. Like example, when you are a citizen, if you are not born in the U.S., you can't be president, you can't be vice president. It's the same thing that the same concept these guys try to copy and try to replicate. We cannot be dividing ourselves when we are the same people, okay? Other people can be president, but other people cannot be. I mean, we have to graduate from this sort of this discrimination, this colonial philosophy that is sold to us, and we say we are educated, but then we continue to run with these things. The people have a motive, they have reason why, because they want to exclude Black people or certain ethnic group from holding certain positions in the United States. And they say, oh, you can be citizen, you can pay all the taxes, you can do everything else, but you can't be president, you can't be vice president. And it's the same thing the Grand Gedeh Association is trying to do here. You can be associate member, you can pay all your taxes, you can make all the contribution, convention time, they can reduce your fees, everything else that the other people pay, you pay for it. But when it comes to the leadership, you can't be president, you can't be vice president. And that is wrong. It's unjust, and I don't like that. Okay. And that's why I'm coming to Grand Gedeh to straighten some of these unjust practices that we're trying to institutionalize, we're trying to put into law to make it to stay, D say associate members shall have the right to vote, but shall not have the right to contest for the position of president and vice president on the national level. Everybody should be given a right. If you don't want the associate member to be president and vice president, then you have to reduce the person's responsibilities. But the person and the other people cannot pay exactly the same thing. And then you say, oh, man, you are limited. You can't do certain things. No, that's not fair. Associate members shall pay the same dues. Okay, look, listen to what it's saying. Associate members shall pay the same dues as registered member. Okay. I don't know what is registered member and what is associate member. Okay, so registered member is somebody who registered paid at $20 or $25, right? So registered membership, an individual member shall pay an annual membership of $20 to the national administration through the individual's individual chapter, and $35. So that's registered membership. But then when they came here, let me see. Then over here it say 8B. All registered members shall have the right. Okay, you see all registered. Associate member is a registered member, right? And you say they shall have all the rights to vote and be voted for on the national and local chapter. Okay. Okay. If you say all registered members, associate members are registered members. Okay. And you say they can have all the rights as everybody else. But then you came down, you contradicted yourself and say, well, associate members, and when your wife, associate members, individual whose wife, husband, mother, or father is a Grand Gedeh, but it's not of crown origin from Grand Gedeh County. Okay, so you came down here and you brought tribe into it. Okay, so you jump. The idea of registered member is somebody who pay their fees. That's the bottom line. You pay your fees, you're a registered member. Whether you're associate member or non-associate member, the idea you are a registered member, you are a member of the organization. And they came here to say, oh, everybody will have the same rights. But then they came down here and say, oh, associate members shall pay the same dues as registered members. I don't get this part. And may contest for all position on the national and chapter. Okay, so over here, D, they exclude them from the presidency and the vice presidency. But then they say, okay, you guys will pay all the dues. You know, you pay everything, but you are limited. Okay, this is called injustice. Okay, it's unfair. You can't pay the same thing. You can't be responsible. The crown, the non-crown people can do the same thing, but the non-crown man or who does not have the crown origin cannot be president. That's that BS right there. F say honorary member. So they got honorary member, they got associate member, right? Individuals who are not born citizens of Grand Gedeh County, or who are not sons and daughters, mothers, fathers, husbands, and wives, but who desire to affiliate with the Grand Gedeh Association in Americas, who desire to make contribution of their resources to the organization. Okay, that's honorary member there. All right, so they define that one for you. The administration. Okay, so you got two membership, associate and honorary membership. That's all you got in the new document the guys give us here. So when you go further, the guy here, the administration. The administration by and through the office of the national president may confer honorary membership upon an individual or organization who have, okay, an organization who have, okay, this guy, you are educated people, you know, and you can't say who have, you know, you say individual or an organization who has. All right, so you can use the wrong verb over there. Shown interests. So when you show your interests, and then the president can confer upon you honorary membership. Okay. Let's go further what the guys wrote in the document here. For a chapter to be a quarter membership, it must have at least 15 members. Okay, to be a member, to be declared as a member or eligible for membership, you should have at least 15 members in to be a chapter. Chapter member requests shall be through a written communication addressed to the National Board of Directors. All right, that is is clear enough. And they said D, the Board of Directors shall discuss and vote on the written request, and simple majority vote of the Board of Directors shall determine the fate of the proposed chapter. All right, that is also clear. Group of Grand Gedeans seeking chapter membership shall be required to present to the National Board of Directors the following. Okay, to establish your chapter, what do you need? You need a letter of request for membership. 1 or 2, a list of 15 individuals, Grand Gedeans, who reside in the chapter. How do you know they are Grand Gedeans? What do they have to show? You say they have to be Grand Gedeans, okay? You got the identification for Grand Gedeans, and how do you go about it? 3, a copy of the bylaws and the Constitution shall model, but not replica of the national GGA Constitution. All right, so the chapter can have their Constitution, but it can be a replica of the national Constitution. They can tweak stuff around, okay? So it can be a photocopy of the national administration. The amount of 300 shall be chapter registration fee that shall be paid to the treasurer of GGAA and payment confirmation presented to the board. All right, that's the registration fee to be a chapter is amount of $300. You got to pay for registration. Chapter 1 board member shall be forwarded to the board of directors, and a fee of 100 shall be assessed. It says this is assessed, to have access to something. So I think it's the wrong choice of word here. ASSESS, it's not. If you have access to something, asset code. So this is the wrong choice. So it's malapropism, right? Before the member can visit or vote or can sit or vote. Okay, so you got to pay that amount. Let's see. Let's go to the document. No branch shall make a report directly to the national administration. All reports of the branch shall be channeled through the state chapter. Okay. Okay, all reports will go through the chapter. They say the organization shall have 5 major bodies. Okay, and they got the bodies: the national conference. The conference is the sitting of the general membership, including the board of directors, the national administration, or national executive committee, the advisory council, and representatives of the chapters. Board of directors, the board of directors, including individuals selected to represent their chapters on the national board of directors. Advisory board, the council shall be composed of the chairs of the local chapters board. And then the administration or the national executive committee, the national executive committee or administration shall comprise the following. You will have the president, who is the chief executive, the vice president, the national secretary, general, the national treasurer, national chaplain, presidents of chapters, heads of standing committees, national chair lady, and the queen. All right, they make up the administration. You have also the autonomous branches, I think. The structural bodies of the organization that have. All right. Yeah, so they have all these are autonomous agency or child branches of the Grand Gedeh. So they have here the Boston district and the Kunemo district and all of that. All right, let's see. Let's go further what the guys put in the new document here. We got the sketch of how the structure is set up, the national board of directors, the standing and the ad hoc committees. So the ad hoc is ahead of the national president. I think that you have put this on the side. So as it is right now, it's kind of low. Like the ad hoc committee is above the national president. I thought the president is next to the board. All right, so maybe it's a schematic problem over there. We got the principal bodies. They talk about the principal bodies of the association shall be in order of ranking. Okay, so they got the order here: the national conference, the board of directors, the national administration. And so that's why the drawing here, it has to be in the ranking, as you said. but you cannot insert the standing committee in the standing ad hoc committee in the middle of the president and the board. All right. The guy said the directors, okay, the order has no issue here. I have no issue with that. The duties and functions of the principal bodies shall be to coordinate, check, and balance and complement one another, but shall not interfere with one another's role. Okay, that should be clear. They go on to say here, as the supreme body, the conference shall be the final decision maker, and when CETA shall not require additional constitution protocols to alter, refine, amend, quash, or make new policies and laws of the organization that shall be binding as of the adoption of the actions by a simple majority vote. All right, so they got this here. So basically, they're saying the national conference has the final say. Basically, they can switch, they can change things around as they see fit. Delegate attendees of the national conference shall decide the date. Okay, that's quite understandable. Hosting of national conference shall be rotational among the GGAA chapters, and the chapter which has not hosted the national conference shall be given priority. Okay, so I like the fact that they make it rotational. It goes around instead of having the election and people voting, so it goes around. So if all chapters have hosted the conference, the most recent host shall not be permitted to host the conference. When we're discussing this the other time with other members of Grand Gedeh Association, they talk about, I think they brought a concern. So what if nobody permitted or the other members are not willing to host it? So the person the recent one the volunteer who's going to host it, if nobody, say for example, is in line and they are not, based on the rotation, they are not ready for per se to host the convention. What should they do? Or so you have to open some sort of room for except maybe it's poor, except XYZ is the case, or does not happen. So you can say, so for example, they say a hosting of the national conference shall be rotational among the GGAA chapters, and a chapter which has not hosted the national conference shall be given priority. And if all chapters have hosted the conference, the most recent host shall not be permitted to host. So what if, again, at the concern somebody raised, what if those are in line, they are not waiting to host the convention? Then what happens? Over here, they go on to say, let's see, they go on to say here, we are talking about the new constitution of Grand Gedeh here. Let's see here. So they went on to say, the forum, let me put myself on the screen here so you can see my goofy looking face. So it says here, if you look at the next segment in red, I'm reading the red portion. So a forum for planning of development agenda, fundraisers, outreach strategies, etc. Review of progress of national and chapter programs, evaluation of programs, efficacy. And that's the conference. It shall be the little one can be doing. They'll be doing other days. Settling of dispute that remained unresolved or unsolved by the national administration and national board of directors. That's what the conference will be doing. Complaints that have been referred to it by individual member, the national administration, or the board of directors. All complaints to the national conference must be written to the national administration, and such complaints shall be resolved before any official business of the conference are discussed. All right, so they are saying if something is outstanding, the conference got to resolve that thing before any business can go on. So if it is not resolved, basically there will be no discussion. Let's see. Let's go through the document. So section 4, National Convention Management. Let me see what I'm going to do here. The annual national conference, also referred to as national convention, shall be managed in 3 sessions, each designed to accomplish a particular objective as set forth. All right, let's see here. They went on to say, information and resolution section, herein known as the IRS, shall serve as the forum to discuss GGAA's mission, vision, projects, and reports, debate issues, and come up with annual resolutions. All right, so if the conference meets, you're going to have the IRS to do all of this. Now, what is the purpose of calling the National Convention if IRS is going to be doing the discussion? So here they say the information and resolution section, herein known as IRS, shall serve as the forum to discuss GGAA's mission, vision, projects, and reports, debate issues, and come up with annual resolutions. This section shall distribute and issue strategies regarding projects and or programs the conference resolved to implement, objectives and or programs resolved by the national conference. IRS shall be implemented by the administration. The board of directors shall have responsibility to ensure that only programs, project, and or objectives approved by the national conference shall be funded by the organization. All right, so I don't know what some of the functions that are overlapping. The IRS is going to be doing certain things, and whereas the national conference, they listed those things that the national conference is supposed to do again. If you go at the top, I don't want to repeat myself. The section shall be composed of national officers, the chapters, leaders, and delegates selected by the national president and representatives of district. Section on social and development organizations. Community engagement and cultural exchange. Let me see what the group going to be doing. GGA shall provide community services and engage with local community leaders and policymakers to promote projects and programs that enhance its objectives. All right, that's the CC. That's what the CC is going to be doing. GGA shall engage with professional Grand Gedeh groups such as media, nurses, lawyers, social workers, health service professionals, banking and financial experts, etc., to solicit their expertise and support on GGA's projects. During the engagement session, GGA professional groups may set up information on tables to encourage members and guests to learn more about the services in their respective communities. I thought these things should be administrative. I don't think it should be part of the Constitution and all of that. Anyway, let's see. What are the General Assembly going to buy out of this? The GGA social services and cultural team shall present Taste of Grand Gedeh, okay? Taste of Grand Gedeh, meaning dishes of all foods in Grand Gedeh County. All dishes shall display ingredients, health benefits, and how they were made, as well as arts and crafts, music, publication, and clothing. I don't think these things should be constitutional. These are responsibilities that can be devolved to the administration. All right, so to do all the cultural thing, the administration is supposed to. I don't think it should be part of the Constitution. Evening board section. The board shall begin in the evening hours for purposes of serving the social needs of Grand Gedeh Association members in order to promote artists, Grand Gedeans, musicians shall be allowed to perform intermittently during the ball. All right. So when the Grand Gedeh artists can perform at the convention during the program to promote the artists. Okay. I don't know. Assuming that other people are doing the same thing and say, oh, only people from Bombing can perform our program. I don't know what's up with the discrimination that our people want to. They always I don't know. Let's see. The board of directors. The National Board of Directors, hereinafter referred to as the Board of Directors, shall comprise of one representative of each chapter. A chapter may choose to change or maintain its representative on the National Board of Directors. Each chapter representative shall have one vote. Each national board member shall pay $100 each year as a sitting fee. This amount shall be paid in January of the year. A board member may not vote or be voted for at the end of January if the sitting fee is not paid. All right, that should be clear. Any national board member shall be qualified to contest position on the board. Each of the current 3 districts shall have one representative on the national board, but they shall not have voting rights. A district may choose not to send a representative. A district representative may serve 1 or more tenures. Each year, the National Board of Directors shall identify one funding source and or host an event that will raise funds for the organization. Each year, the National Board of Directors shall identify one funding source. Okay, good. So the guys got to find a way to bring money in the organization. A lot of the time our boards, the different community organizations, we have the boards. The directors are only there to be scrutinizing the executive, but they don't do anything in terms of bringing funding to the organization. So I think that's a good idea here for the guys to bring something to have leverage, go out there and leverage fundings for the organization. That's a good one here. Okay, now they say this annual fundraiser contribute shall be, I don't know what he tried to say here. The annual fundraiser, maybe they mean to say the contribution shall be $3,000, which shall be deposited in the GG. Okay, so if the guys have the fundraiser, say for example, they raise $50,000, it's just $3,000 going to go in the account. What are you going to do with the rest of the money? So to say that each year the National Board of Directors shall identify one funding source and or host an event that will raise funds for the organization. This annual fundraiser contribution shall be $3,000, which shall be deposited in the GGAA bank account. Okay, so if you raise $30,000, you deposit $3,000. Okay, what if you fall short of the $3,000 too? Say, for example, you have the program and the program generates $2,000 or $1,000, and you see the benchmark is $3,000. It's constitutional, so you can't fall short of this. Then something is right. It's not right. So to talk about qualifications of board members, let me see what qualifies one to be a member of the board. A, they say active participation in the leadership at the chapter level for not less than 3 years. All right, I think 3 years too excessive, too much. It has to be reduced to at least maximum 1.5 or 1 year. Yeah, I think 1 year, 12 months should be fine. To make it 3 years, that's too long. Attended at least one convention of the GGAA. So in order to qualification, listen the qualification of board members, right? It should be active. It should be active participant in the leadership at the local chapter level for not less than 3 years. Okay, and then you must have attended at least one convention of the GGAA. You should be in good financial standing with the chapter and the national administration or association. I said D, must be elected by a simple majority vote by the chapter Limitations. Let me see what limits somebody. A national board member shall serve for no more than 3 consecutive terms. Okay. You can serve for more than 3. Okay. The 3 is your max. Current board members are not ineligible to contest to represent their local chapter for only 1 more term. Okay. So those that are serving right now, they are still eligible. They are not ineligible, but they can serve for only 1 more term, and then they will be out. Educational experience requirement. Let's see. To represent the chapter or district or sectional organization on the national board of directors, the candidate shall hold at least an associate degree, or in the absence of the degree, the candidate shall have served in the local capacity, either in an elected or appointed position for not less than 5 years. Damn, that 5 years too long as well, brother. Why you need 5 years? 2 years should suffice, I think. So you have to have at least associate degree, or if you don't have a degree, according to them here, you must have served in a local capacity, or appointed capacity or position for not less than 5 years. All right. It goes also to say that the board should serve as a check and balance. Okay, that is explanatory. The board chair shall direct the board secretary to send all board's meetings. That is clear. Let's go to the net. I'm reading the red spot. Welcome if you're just joining me. I'm looking at the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association in Americas, or the revised one. And it says, K, all complaints or conflicts shall be decided first by the board's grievance committee and forwarded to the General Assembly or the General Board with recommendations. The board shall vote and decide on a simple majority, and the result of the voting for, against, and abstention shall be recorded. Let's see here. It says L, it shall have the power to investigate and take measures against any elected officer or a board member for serious breach. All right, the boy is not breach. This one is the bridge that you cross, you walk on. So BREACH, I think it's a bridge, you violate. All right, so it's a typo here. For serious breach of trust, such as embezzlement. Embezzlement is when the people put their resources in your possession and you use it for yourself or for different things. Okay, you embezzle the money. It's a fancy way to say you're stealing the people money. Resources. So embezzlement and or misappropriation of the association's funds, to prolonged inactivity and gross inaptitude in the discharge of duty. Prolonged inactivity. What is the length of time? How long is prolonged? Is that 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, 6 months? So when you say you got to clarify that it was prolonged inactivity and gross inaptitude in the discharge of duty. All right, so some of these things got to be defined, right? So what is gross inaptitude? What offense will amount to that? It's okay, embezzlement, okay, misappropriation, maybe it will be one of them. Bribery would be maybe gross inaptitude. No, I'm talking about inaptitude. All right, so what is that? Not being able to write a letter. What is gross inaptitude? So the guys got to define some of these big words they put in here. Because this thing can, when it goes to like you said, misunderstanding arises, people can play on words, right? They say, when you say gross, what you didn't define what gross is or gross inaptitude is. You didn't define that for us, so we can make up something. We can argue all day. Habitual drunkenness. You can't drink in Grand Gedeh. You can drink, but it can't be habitual. They say. It can be your habit. It can be your everyday thing that you do, right? habitual drunkenness, delay. So I mean, the guys, it looks that they given the task to do the work, and they were playing around, and then maybe the president mounted pressure on them, and so they did some history job. So you have all these different typos in the document, and this is the major document. When you have to put in your 100%, you got to review it because you submitted it already. For it will be submitted. I saw the communication that you wrote to the board, basically. So it said conviction by drunkenness that lead to or that leads to at least 2 DUIs. Okay. All right. So when you drink excessively and it leads to at least 2 DUIs. The first one, they will have pardon you. They will pardon you and say, the man, you got DUI the first time. Okay, let's leave the man. Let's wait for the second one before we can take action. It kind of a little strange to me. Conviction by a competent court of jurisdiction of a criminal charge. All right. So the guys, they're acting like the person running this is the political organization. Anyway, so when you are convicted, you are definitely, you can serve in certain capacity. Impeachment, obviously, impeachable offense. Impeachment is a charge and not a removal, is not a removal in itself. Impeachment is a charge and not a removal in itself that must be investigated. An impeached officer shall be removed from office based on due process, which includes but is not limited to the board allowing its grievance committee to investigate and submit findings and recommendations. Okay, let's see. So let's see the due process that they set up for us. So the manner of investigation shall follow the due process. Yes, the due process. Number one, matter is turned over to the grievance committee. Okay, they will turn whatever happens, they will turn it to the grievance committee. Number two, the committee writes or informs the parties of the case. 3, committee holds hearing. 4, committee makes recommendations. 5, the board meets and deliberates the committee's recommendations. 6, the board votes and decides on a simple majority. And 7, the board chair informs parties of the board's decision and findings. So they outline the due process, how investigation, any misstep, anything, if a step is missing in here, it becomes a problem. So they set up the guideline, what constitutes a due process in a Grand Gedeh Association organization. No impeachment shall be valid unless the process in section M 1 to 7 is fully implemented. Okay, so you got to follow it to the letter. Okay, a 2/3 majority vote of all eligible members of the board is required for a guilty verdict. All eligible members shall be required to cast a vote in person or online or in writing. There shall be no absentee vote. Okay, so to give some room, you're in the technological era, so you can vote online or in writing. All right, good. Let's see disputes that have been. Let's see. Let's go to the next section here. We're looking at the Grand Gedeh Association, the revised constitution here. The next one here it said unauthorized use of GGA name, symbol, contacts, and all resources in fundraising, soliciting, and implementation of projects and or programs constitute grounds for sanctions. The national board shall be prescribed by the national board shall be prescribed by the board but in conformity with, I think conformity here, not conformity. In conformity with due process set for in Article that's 6, Section 1. Okay. It goes on to say all projects and programs not completed during a given administration must be continued to completion before and in addition to any new being is introduced. Okay, so yeah, so I like this part right here. A lot of the time somebody will start a project, and then when the next administration comes, they want to undertake their own projects, and outstanding projects are left out, they are abandoned, and meanwhile people resources into the project. So that's a good one here. I like this. The models of the election shall be team or independent candidate or a group of candidates collaborating for campaign purposes. All right, campaign purposes. The Independent Elections Commission shall not deny a Grand Gedeh from contesting irrespective of team or independent candidature. Let's see. No issue with that. Past and current officer, including the national board, if it received funding from the organization. Let me see. From time to time, the administration shall, for the purpose of accountability, appoint an ad hoc committee or commission, or hire the services of a competent accounting firm to audit past and current officers, including the national board, if it received funding from the organization. I like this. Yes, you have to audit these people. The board cannot be auditing people, and they can't audit them to let it be audited. It's the same thing we have in Liberia. The lawmakers, they want to audit other people, but nobody can audit them. That sucks. The report of the audit shall form part of the president's report to the general conference. Let's see another portion here. Fundraising means it shall be included in the budget submitted to the board. Let me see. 5, they shall have the power to raise funds on behalf of the association through various means, consistent with the provisions of this Constitution. Fundraising means shall be included in the budget submitted to the board. Okay. All right. So when the president and the team submitting a budget, they have to include the means by which they're going to generate funds. It has to be included in their budget report proposal, I should say. Vice president shall oversee administrative functions as well as duties assigned by administration. The national secretary, all of those things, I'm not going through all of that. I'm looking at the red portion of the document. So all funds, including collections, fees, donations, etc., shall be turned to the treasurer within 24 hours with deposit into the organization's bank account. All right, so what if it is a non-working business day? You say in 24 hours. So what if it's a situation where the bank is closed, it's on a weekend, and not, working hours or working days? What should you do now? Because you see, all funds, including collection fees, donations, etc., shall be turned over or shall be turned to the treasurer within 24 hours with deposit. The language a little dodgy right here. Hours with deposit into the organization bank account. Okay, so again, the question becomes, if it's not a working day, all right, what should happen? You have to give some early provision for that. The treasurer shall make all payments of GGA bills, purchases, donations, disbursements. Okay. In the absence of the treasurer, an executive meeting shall authorize an officer to make such payments on behalf of GGA. The advisory hearing, referred to as council, shall be composed of chairs of the local chapters, board on it. Chapter boards on it. Who shall represent the chapter? Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the next portion here. We're just browsing through the new constitution of GGA. The council shall have members to the size of the number of GGA chapters, and shall be headed by a chairperson, a co-chairperson, secretary, and chaplain appointed with the advice and consent of the National Board of Directors. All right, let's see. The authority of the council shall not be a replacement of the authorities of the National Administration and the National Board. The council shall make its report, findings, and recommendations to the National Board of Directors or to the National Conference if the board is involved in a conflict with an individual group of Grand Gedeans or the National Administration. Okay, good. Let's see. Attendance of any three of the last four. Then they put 6, they say 4, but then you put 6 in the parenthesis. All right, so it's a typo, I'm assuming. So attendance of any 3 of the last 4 national conferences, not indebted to the local chapter in the National Association, clear of all dues and taxations, both local and national. The National Administration shall maintain the record of all national conference rosters and shall send a copy to the National Board for its records. The roster shall be the official means to determine if an individual has met a conference attendance requirement. In the absence of the national roster of conference attendees, the provision shall be mute. All right. So hey guys, welcome to Voices, and I'm just looking at the revised constitutional draft of the GGAA. That's what I'm looking at. It's on plan show, impromptu show for tonight. I'm less basic, so I just thought I could come on and get myself a little engaged instead of sitting idle. I was reading and I got tired, so I just thought, let me come and look at the Constitution of Grand Gedeh Association to get myself a little active with something intellectually. So they say here, Constitution shall not have a criminal conviction. Let me see the section here. So, this section is the national president. Okay, so to be a national president, you cannot, the requirement, let's see, the qualifications. The national president shall have the following minimum qualifications. All right, so A, be a Grand Gedean with residency in one of the 50 states of these United States. Okay, the United States or one of the countries in the Americas. B, must be a bona fide member of the association as defined in the provision of the Constitution. C, must have at least one parent who is a citizen of Grand Gedeh County or Grand Gedeh. D, shall not have a criminal conviction or felony. Shall provide, so say for example, shall not have a criminal conviction or felony. Say let's take Brazil for example, right? Brazil former President Lula, one of the best presidents in the histories of the country, the history of the country. There was a corruption allegation against him and they sent him to jail. He served a jail sentence, and when he came back, he was allowed to contest. So, but the Grand Gedeh Association Constitution says if you have a criminal conviction, you are not eligible to run for office. So, my thing sometimes when I look at some of these things, the essence of somebody going to prison or serving a sentence is to it's basically the punishment for what they did. So, when the person gets out, they serve their sentence. Why still punish the person? Why the person should be excluded from holding certain position? Because the reason you sentence somebody, the reason you send somebody to jail is for it's a punishment for what the person did. So when the person gets out, they serve their sentence, why still punish the person? And some of the weird thinking of the United States, right? That's what they do. They subjugate certain people, they hold you down, and that's why people copy. If you committed a crime and you are punished for that crime, When you serve your sentence, say, for example, you sent to jail for X number of years, you get out. Why should you still be punished when you get out? All right, so that's what Grand Gedeh. So if you have a criminal conviction or felony, you are not eligible to be the president of the organization. So in Brazil, if there was a Grand Gedeh association where Lula was convicted for corruption and you were sent to jail, Lula is not eligible again to run for office. Okay, so I have problem with some of these things. Okay, if you are serving your sentence, of course you are not eligible. But when you serve your sentence, okay, if you are punished for what you did, and society and the government punished you, why should you still not? Why are you not allowed to serve your people? You serve your sentence, right? You are punished. So when you are a child, for example, and it be your butt, after even being your butt, you are not allowed to participate in family thing. Once you are punished for what you did, it's the same thing. Anyway, but our people, we have to come up with our own things and start copying what other people, all the colonial masters, some of the policies they put in place to hold us down. I'm not here to promote criminality. I'm not supporting criminals. What I'm saying is somebody did something wrong and the person has been punished and the person served their sentence, or why not give the person another chance in society? You have to marginalize the person. Okay, how do you want a person to integrate in the so-called normal society? If you say, oh, because you were a criminal before and therefore you are not allowed to hold certain position, okay, how do you want a person to get integrated in the community? All right, so now the next provision here, in order to be a president of Grand Gedeh, shall provide criminal background as prescribed by the Independent Election Commission. Okay, so you have to do background check as though you get it paid. This is voluntary stuff, right? It's voluntary position. You want to serve your people, but the guy says you got to bring your criminal history, whether you committed a crime before. You got to submit everything. They are the moral people. They are clean. They are all nice people. They have not done committed any infraction before in their whole life. So the Grand Gedeh Association say you got to provide your criminal background history and submit it to the Election Commission. The clean guys that have not committed any crime in their life, they are holy people. So you have to do that to be your president. Again, I'm not trying to encourage crimes, but I'm saying it is not fair to somebody who has served their time before and they want to serve their community and you say no, because you did something before, you committed a crime before and you served that time, so you will still be punished. That is unfair. That is unjust. I don't agree with America on that, and I don't agree with anybody who kind of implements such policy, that marginalization. All right. So shall provide criminal background as prescribed by the Independent Elections Commission, including FBI and child abuse and all the different things like Grand Gedeh Association. All right. Even the president of Liberia, Kennedy or Liberia, don't even give. They don't do FBI, all that different but Grand Gedeh Association, where you get no pay, you got to bring your criminal history. They want a perfect person to be the president of Grand Gedeh. And that's somebody who passionate to help the poor people. It's somebody who got a clean record but has no passion. All right, or has no vision for the people. All right. If you're a Grand Gedeh Association, for example, like you say, during Dr. King went to jail, right, for fighting against his system. It's a crime he committed again because he fought against the system. So when you have that criminal history, you Dr. King, you are not qualified to be the president of Grand Gedeh because you get criminal history. You went to jail before. You are Malcolm X. You went to jail before. You got criminal history. You are not allowed to be president of Grand Gedeh. I mean, some of the thoughts are just weird to me. All right. So it says must have at least a verifiable associate degree from a recognized institution or its equivalent, or 6 years of consecutive participation in the chapter and national leadership of GGA. All right, to be a president, he must have met this requirement. Verifiable associate degree from a recognized institution or its equivalent, or they gave you a chance if you don't have degree, but it should be at least, you must have served consecutively, non-intermittently, right? In row, consecutive, consecutive participation in the chapter and national leadership GGA. Okay, so when you don't have degree like me, you myself, then you have to serve without break in between consecutively. You serve at the chapter level and the national level. All right, then you can be qualified to contest for the presidency. You must be financially up to date with his or her chapter of affiliation and the National Association. H, in lieu of verifiable associate degree or higher, the candidate must demonstrate leadership capabilities. All right, how do you measure that? Or maybe if you have served at the chapter level, they want to see what you did there. So what if you have not served at at the Grand Gedeh level, but you have served in other organizations? All right, so maybe they will have to go to the organization and pull your profile to see how you led the people and all of that. If you are in Australia or other country you served before, they got to go review your history to see whether you have, demonstrable, leadership capabilities. All right. You must have served in top leadership positions of Grand Gedeh Association in the diaspora. All right. You must have served in top leadership positions of Grand Gedeh. Okay, Grand Gedeh Diaspora District, social and development organizations. Okay, so that's another requirement here. So that's for the national president. Also, that you are put here, the national president must be married. Must be married. You can't be single and be holding our office. You got to be, saying you want a clean person, the person must also be married. You can't get a single person be our president. So that's a requirement you got to put there too. You can't get plenty of chambo there all over the place, then you want to be our president. So what? Alex Yallah then got to put it one there too. A man and a woman must be married. Hello, you have one or you have multiple according to our culture. That's fine. Let's say Senegal right now, Senegal president, the guy get two Jews there, you get two women, man, married. You married, but you get two women. Okay, so the guy should also put in our constitution, so they don't want you to, they want you to bring FBI record and all the different things too. You must be married. Okay. You can be all over the place and all the Judean, you chasing somebody, marry a woman or married man, and then you won't be our president too. They will put in the constitution, no going beyond married man or married woman. You must be married and you must have your home and you must be settled. Anyone clean person? You don't have FBI background check, but single person, we don't want a single person to be our president. No. Somebody who get pregnant, who can be woman now, saying you don't have a stable wife or partner. No, we want that in the constitution too. You can't exclude that. No single person moving forward. You gotta put it there. Alex Yallah, Mr. Gibson Jerue, they gotta put that in the constitution too. I'll go back to this. This is very interesting, right? To be a president of Grand Gedeh, you must be a resident in one of these states in the Americas. You must be a bona fide member of the association as defined in the provision of the Constitution. You must have at least one of your parents is from Grand Gedeh County. You shall not have a criminal conviction or any sort, right? All right, no criminal conviction. And I have a problem with this. If you serve your sentence, whatever conviction, whatever crime you committed, you are punished for it. When you serve that time, I don't think you should be punished again by your community. That is not fair. No, it's unfair. All right? When you are in the community and you did something, then you can be punished for that. But you cannot be punished for what you are already been punished for. No, I disagree with that part of it. You say shall provide criminal background as prescribed by the Independent Elections Commission, including FBI and child abuse and all of that. I don't know. Okay, so all of that. They say all of that, right? Must have had at least a verifiable associate degree from a recognized institution or its equivalent, or 6 years of consecutive participation in the chapter and national leadership. GGAA must be financially up to date We don't want broke person as well to be our president. We'll put that in the constitution too. You must have certain amount in your account. We must verify your bank account. How much you have? Let's see. Let's put for example 20 grand. I mean, let's put something on it. You can't just be broke and we'll get our money for you to be in charge of it. Why you our money? All right. So we got to add more things to the portion. Must have at least a verifiable associate degree from a recognized institution and is equivalent or 6 years of conservative participation in a chapter and national leadership of GGA. Must be financially up to date with his or her chapter of affiliation and the national association. In lieu of verifiable associate degree or higher, the candidate must demonstrate leadership capabilities. Must have said in top leadership positions of Grand Gedeh Association, Grand Gedeh, as you say, Diaspora District, Social and Development Organization. And you must also be married. You must have either one wife or multiple. That's our culture. Our culture says we should have more than one. So if you must be married, and those women must be certified with you. Okay? They must say, oh, that's a good man or that's a good woman. Your partner should be able to write a letter of recommendation. All right? You must not be a divorced person. Let's put both here to the portion. All right. Anyway, just a little joke, but some of these things we got to go into it. Let me go to the next portion here. The national treasurer must meet the eligibility requirements set forth in Article 6, Section 2. All right. So let's see. Bookkeeping. So let me see the requirement. The treasurer must have a degree or certificate or diploma in bookkeeping and accounting, say. Must have served as treasurer for his or her local chapter for at least 2 years. All right, it goes on to say election for national officers conducted by Independent Elections Commission, including the leadership of the board, shall be held once every 3 years, including the national conference. All right, so the intention to file a protest must be made in a written protest petition, accompanied by intention to protest the election results formed to the Elections Commission immediately upon the announcement of the election results. Okay. The Elections Commission shall furnish an intention to protest the election results, a form to be signed by the party including to file a protest. The form shall be developed by the Elections Commission and shall be available at the polling place. The board of directors shall furnish the parties with the protests or complaints. The board of directors shall require a written response from the parties. If the complaint is a pre-election protest, the board of directors shall submit the complaint to the grievance committee for investigation, and findings and recommendations shall be submitted to the board. All pre-election protests shall be investigated within 3 days of the complaint. If the protest is a post-election complaint, the national board shall convene an emergency session to deliberate and pass on the protest, and the result communicated with the parties within 48 hours. Decision in all post-election protests shall be decided by a vote of simple majority of board members present at the national conference, and the decision shall be binding. Elections for the officers of the board of directors and the national administration shall not be held in the same year. Elections for the executive committee shall be held in the 3rd year. Elections for leadership of the board of directors shall be held in the 2nd year. All right. Elections Commission. Election of all national officers except the leadership of the board shall be conducted by Independent Elections Commission. The commission shall consist of 5 members who shall be elected by the national conference. The commission shall scrutinize candidates for qualification and eligibility. The commission shall receive the list of qualified and publish same for scrutiny by the board. It may receive pre-election and post-election protests from individuals or group of individuals challenging the qualification of candidates and voters. It shall conduct elections and declare winners. All right, that's the. So let's look at the fees. The national president, $350. National vice president, $250. Secretary, $250. Treasurer, $150. National board member, sitting fee, $100. National chaplain, $50. Oh wow, the chaplain with no money. The man I pray to, the man I praise the guy paying $50. Okay. All elected officers of the association, including the leadership of the National Board of Directors, shall hold office for 3 years. All right, so yeah, the chaplain here, the organization evolving and it got different people with different backgrounds. So why you have a chaplain, to pray to a specific God or specific deity. And we have different backgrounds. If we believe in different gods, and other people come in religious Christian praying to their God. I mean, is it fair to the other people that don't believe in that or that believe in different gods? Anyway, so just a little thought there. All elected officers of the association, including the leadership of the National Board of Directors, shall hold office for 3 years. All right, the current members of the National Board of Directors shall serve in the year 2024, and the new board of directors shall commence at the convention of 2025 with elections of board officers. The 3 years of the new commences at the national conference of 2025. Let me see. Immediately upon the swearing in of the new administration into office, the new administration shall have the authority to spend up to $8,000 to honor the cost of the inauguration of the new administration. Any amount exceeding $8,000 must be approved by the board of directors. Okay, so $8,000 for inauguration of the new president. All right. Article 1. Let's see. So this one, they talk about impeachment and removal of officers. So an elected administrative national officer may be impeached and removed from office by the National Board of Directors if found guilty of any of the offenses listed under Article 6, Section 1. All right, let's see. B, pursuant to due process set forth in this Constitution, the national president shall also be impeached and removed from office if found guilty. Okay, let's see. 1, failure to submit to the board of directors financial reports for 2 quarters. Okay, the president can be removed, or he can be impeached and removed from office if he or she does not report financial report for 2 quarters. 2, failure to submit a budget at least 3 months after the end of the fiscal year. The president can be removed or impeached for that. 3, depositing or authorizing to deposit the association funds in an account or financial institution not approved by the board of directors. He can be removed from office for that. Failure to report to the board of directors after becoming aware that the association's funds have been deposited in a number of directors' approved account or financial institution. Closing or authorizing to close any of the association's accounts without the approval of the board. Changing or authorizing the change of the password, domain name, or service provider of the association's website without the approval of the board of directors. All right, he can be removed, he can be impeached. Unauthorized use of GGA's name, symbol, contacts, and resources in fundraising, solicitation, and implementation of projects and all programs that are not approved by the national conference. All right. The board shall duly inform the affected chapter and request the replacement of its board representative within 3 months of been notified. Vacancies and special elections. Let's see what happens here. Vacancies created at the national level as a result of an impeachment shall be filled by special elections during the sitting of national conference, virtually or in person. Okay, you can do a virtual. Okay. All vacancies created other than removal by impeachment, and for which this Constitution does not provide for automatic succession, shall be filled by appointments by the president with the advice and consent of the board of directors. Okay, that is clear. I'm reading a lot. The red session. Hopefully, I'm done with the red. Each local chapter shall provide to the national administration an up-to-date roster of all bona fide members of the chapter 30 days prior to the national conference. Okay. National support. Let me see. National support. The National Association shall encourage, promote, and support the programs and activities of the chapters designed within the framework and objectives of the association for the general welfare and well-being of their members. The National Association shall promote and support inter-chapter social activities and other programs by offering to participate in the careful planning, scheduling, and coordination of the chapter. All right. The National Association shall guarantee autonomy to the, okay, let's see. Autonomy shall not mean the chapter is divorced from the holistic function of, so holistic is now spelled right. It's not holistic, holistic, H-O. All right, it's not W-H-O. Okay. But that is it. It's a typo. Let's see here. Membership dues. Each chapter of the Grand Gedeh Association in Americas Incorporated shall pay an annual due of $300 to the national administration. Each individual member shall pay an annual due of $25. Each individual member shall pay an annual due of what? Is that $25 that mean to put a comma over there? But anyway, I think it meant $25. Almost appearing like 25,000, but it's $25. Paid directly to the national treasurer. All right. Let's see the next section here on debt management. The national administration is authorized under this constitution to explore all legal means to institute legal proceedings against the debtor, including but not limited to criminal and civil lawsuits. The National Board of Directors shall institute investigation and ensure due process as enshrined in the Constitution to bring the debtor to board. The national president or the administration shall bring a case against the debtor to the board for investigation and action. All board actions in investigating and decision against individual members who embezzle, steal, misapply, or convert association resources and finances to his or her own use shall be by voting with a simple majority. The indebted person or organization shall pay debt owed or settle down to 25% on the balance plus any appropriate entry fees before admission to any Grand Gedeh based organization or programs. Let's see. I'm reading the red portion. I'm almost done with the red portion then. I'm basically done. Let's see. Rare. That's it. That's it. Alex Yallah is the chairman, the chairperson of the Constitutional Review Committee. Let's see. Requirements and procedure for the amendment to these bylaws shall be the same as those provided for the amendment of the Constitution. Let's see, quorum. A simple majority of the active member chapters present. Okay. So yeah, these are the amendment, the addition they made, the red portion I just read all of them. The review and consolidation of the Constitution was done on this 25th day of March 2024 in the committee's room. Constitution Review Committee 2023-2024. Honorable Alex Yallah, Chairperson. Honorable Vivian Diane Quay, Co-Chairperson. Honorable Gibson Jerue, Secretary. Honorable Amelia Polo D. Bear, that's member. Then Honorable Emmanuel GB Dolo, member. All right, so that's the job of the Constitution Review Committee. We want to see at the convention whether this will be accepted. We got to understand the Kai Wilayas committee, their report. The General Conference did not accept that Constitution, and let's see whether Alex Yallah and his group they're going to be successful this time around. You know, this is the Grand Gedeh Association Constitution, and I just thought I could go through it for you, but because of the upcoming show, we are not going to have the time to go through the Constitution like that, and so I just thought I could just improvise today and do that for us. That's been said. I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Join us on Thursday on 2 p.m. for our premiere show on Voice of SINOE to talk about things that are trending. But I want to say thank you so much, Virginia. How you doing? My daughter is following me. Connor, how you doing in terms of following me? Mar, that's Mar, I think Mar Toba or May Toba, but it says Mar Toba. Hey, Ellen, how you doing? What's up? Long time. All right, guys, that's all I have for tonight. I just wanted to just exclusively read Grand Gedeh Association Constitution because we'll not have room. I had it on my agenda the other time, and I didn't get to it, so I just want to be faithful to my words. And that's why I thought to bring it on to talk about it on the solo show. That said, I want to say thank you so much for joining our impromptu show, and we shall talk again. Have yourself a wonderful night. I'm out.